Bortle here, but not there. We have here a special upload for you guys today, Bortle Nation. We have Henry's first and second place official tournament store trophy deck profile featuring mystery machines. That's right, guys. This deck is pretty spicy, and I think it may be dominant post ban list as well. Will it be the next meta deck? You decide. But without further ado, please take it over with the rest of the deck profile, Henry.
What's going on, guys? This is Henry Ferchau, captain of Team Lionheart and sponsored player by Bamani Lounge, also known as Draco Backpack Sack 22 on Dueling Book and YouTube. Huge shout out to Bortle for letting me upload my Mystery Machine deck profile. Me and my friend Elias got first and second at an OTS trophy tournament. I unfortunately lost the mirror match, but I still have a couple of trophies myself throughout the course of the format, just playing this deck non-stop, consistently beating Tri-Brigade, consistently beating Drytron. Shadal's is the buy, Prankids is the buy. This deck is absolutely crazy, but it's called Mystery Machines. No longer Earth Machines, no longer Dozer Control. It's more of like a combo deck. We play it a little bit differently, so we decided to change the name. Also because no one knows what this deck does, so it's pretty cool to call it Mystery Machines. And I'm going to be doing this deck profile in a little bit of a different format. I am going to be doing it not by monster spells and traps, but by card rolls mentioned in my friend's book, Patrick Hoban, Road of the King. I've actually talked to Patrick about this deck, believe it or not, 1 or 2 times. I'm an intern from his company, so I'm able to pick his brain here and there and have it down to a science, guys. I'm really telling you. So without further ado, I'm going to give you guys the deck profile. I will say, if you really are interested, by any chance you want more help with the deck, I do offer coaching. You can hit me up privately, Henry Ferchau on Facebook, whatever you guys want to talk about. We can talk about it, and I will help you guys out. But for now, let's get into the deck profile. So first, we're going to start off with our starter cards. So we play 3 Infinite Track Harvester, 3 Heavy Forward, we got 2 Machina Metal Cruncher, and we got 3 Machina Redeployment. So this is our starter package. It's able to get us to pretty much our entire deck. Of course, the Harvesters get us to our Dozer. If you get Dozer off of your Metal Cruncher, then you can get to Dozer as well. But if you open Redeployment, it's a 1.5 card combo. By pitching any card, you could search Metal Cruncher and your Fortress. You actually end up ripping a card from your opponent's hand. Shoutouts to Aerosol TCG for coming up with that combo. But we made some adjustments to the combo as well. So again, if you want some more in-depth combo discussion, we could talk about that in another video. For now, I'm just going over the basic card rolls. So we'll go with this lineup. It's pretty good. I didn't want to play too many Metal Crunchers. I think we're just playing like too many normal summons. So this is like the perfect lineup for me. Then we go into our superior extenders. So superior extenders are extenders that need bare minimal setup. So we got 2 Dozer. Dozer basically just requires an Earth Machine on the field. We got 1 Trencher, same deal. Also simple skeleton searches, specials 1 Infinite Track from your graveyard. We got our Walking Pad of Avarice. Then we got 2 trains. We got 1 Super Express Bullet Train, 1 Heavy Freight Train, Dare Crane, and for the last monster extender, we have Machina Fortress, and that's accompanied by, of course, the best card in the deck, 3 Urgent Schedule, and 1 Reasoning. So these are all of our superior extenders. They all provide a specific role in the deck. Of course, Dozer gets you to your River Stormer, Trencher gets you that extra body on the field to go into Anger Knuckle at the end of your combo, Tunneler gets your draw 2, Bullet gets your add back at the end phase, Dare Crane turns any rank 10 into a better Trident, and Fortress is needed for the hand rep combo. Urgent Schedule is what makes Mystery Machines what it is. I do not want to see anyone citing this card as absolutely 100% correct. I will fight anyone who thinks differently. This is not only is an extender going second, but going first, you can send this with Anger Knuckle with its graveyard effect to search a level 10. So it basically is the missing piece for your door, because you're going to get 1 level 10 through your Harvester combo, and then you need to draw or search the other level 10 by searching off Urgent Schedule or through Switchyard. And Reasoning is very good in this deck because it doesn't really matter what you hit. It's very small chance for them to call the right level, so we actually just want any Earth Machine body on the field, and then that gets us our extra extender, or if anything, it just lets us not use our Trencher on our turn 1, so we can save it for our follow-up. So these are all very crucial to the deck strategy. Next, moving on to the additional extenders, we have 2 of them. We have 1 infinite track anchor drill and 1 flying Pegasus railroad stampede. So these are just extenders that need a little bit more setup, but they're very powerful when they go through. So anchor drill is really good for making a Dingirsu on your turn 3. And it allows you to attach a banished trencher or a tunneler, which allow you to extend even more and grind even more. It's also a target for Switchyard. Both of these are actually targets for Switchyard to summon off from your deck. Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede. I want to talk about this card because a lot of people don't play this card in Earth Machines or Dozer Control, and I think that they're doing themselves a disservice because this card, even though it's not always live turn 1, sometimes it is depending on the hand. It actually is a really good turn 1 card if you open up Switchyard itself, but it can modulate levels, so it can actually help you make your kill shot with your Dora or into your Gustav Max into your Lieb. It can also make itself into a level 9 if you have a level 9 Metal Cruncher in the graveyard. If you have a level 5, you can go make River Stormer that way. So there's a lot of things you can do with this card. It's basically your win button, and you want to be able to set this up turn 3. You're always going to have access to it as long as you have Dozer in your hand and Anger Knuckle in the grave, because you're just going to special Anger Knuckle from grave, sack it off, special a Dozer from your hand, link it off into Goliath, use River Stormer, tribute the Goliath, summon back the River Stormer, attach the Goliath, detach the Goliath for River Stormer's effect, search this, you haven't normal summoned yet, so then you can comfortably normal summon this and summon back your Bullet, and then go into your Gustav and then into your Lieb. So that play is pretty much always available to you as long as you manage your resources effectively. So once again, guys, this is a very hard deck to play, so you want to make sure you're always using your resources to the most efficiently as possible. Then we play what are called reactive extenders. We play 2 Machina Overdrive. So Overdrive is crucial for the deck strategy because a lot of people side and droll against this deck, and games 2 and 3 you want to have this in your hand. Also, it's really good for recycling your resources. Make sure you never deck out, which can happen under Mystic Mine once in a while. So it's really good just for lengthening the ceiling of your deck and just being able to grind for turns on end. Then we play 3 bomb cards. Bomb cards are cards that need more setup, but on activation they usually win you the game. So we play 1 Switchyard, 1 Terraforming to go get the Switchyard, and 1 Machina Citadel. So Switchyard is good because not only can it bait hand traps turn 0, but it can search a Derrick Crane, which if they don't hand trap you, you can chain block your Harvester or your Dozer, depending on which one you need to go through. And then if you use the second effect, by summoning a level 4 from your deck, whether it be Stampede or Anchor Drill, you could possibly make 2 Doras in the same turn, which is actually pretty powerful. And then not only that, but you're going to have your Anger Knuckle on your opponent's turn summon a level 10, and then you get to summon the other one from your deck. So it's like you have a scapegoat of trains just coming out from your deck from out of nowhere. Can actually steal games, and then of course Terraforming to go get it, and then Citadel as your Battle Butler kind of card, just wipes your opponent's field, also an honorary train by being a level 10. So these are the 3 cards that we opted to go with for our bombs. Then we move into our reactive lowering cards. So these are cards that kind of like allow us to play the game. So we play 3 droplets, 1 triple tactics talents, 1 call by the grave, and 2 infinite impermanence. So we opted for these cards because we wanted cards that were good against Drytron going second, probably the weakest matchup that we prepared our deck for. However, we still wanted cards that were good against the other matchups, like the average decks, like Trial Brigade, Prank Kids. So these cards all pretty much fix those problems. This could also set Urgent Schedule, which also makes Urgent Schedule search to a level 10. So there's dual functionalities going around in this deck. Another card you could test instead of playing Imperm for a while is actually playing Ready Fusion and Instant Fusion as another extender, but I opted to have the extra card just for the grind game. You want more cards that are good to draw off of your Tunneler to set to make sure you don't die, and this is one of those decks that as long as you live, you can pretty much kill them on the following turn. With that, we play 3 proactive lowering cards. So these are just cards that like turn off one aspect of the game. We play 2 Rivalry of the Warlords. That's just an auto win against Tri Brigade. And we play 1 Mystic Mine. So if you're able to play your entire hand and have 1 card left with all the Drytron negates baited out and you Mystic Mine them, you pretty much win that game. Same thing against Tri Brigade. If you're able to somehow force out the Imperial Order and you're able to establish a Mystic Mine. Really good. But you don't need this card to win you the game. You just need it to pretty much buy you a turn, because every time your opponent just passes turn, you draw another card. It's like insurmountable the amount of resources that you're going to gain. So if it's able to live for one turn, it's done its job. So we just play 3 Floodgates. And then the last card in our deck is the Engine Requirement. We got 1 Ancient Gearbox. Not a complete Garnet, because if you draw it, you can put it back with Tunneler and then do the combo backwards. So, you know, out of all the bricks in the world, it's probably the best one. Then we'll get into the Mystery Machine Extra deck. Pretty much the standard. We got 3 Infinite Track Goliath. Goliath is really good for stacking your overlay units to your Dora, your Zeus, making it undestroyable by card effects, as well as just getting extra materials under that Zeus to make sure you get extra board wipes. Then we got 1 Ballista, Ancient Gear Ballista, able to search your box. Not only that, but turn 3 you recycle it back and use its second effect to make your opponent's monster attack 0, and then you kill them through your leap. We got 1 Anger Knuckle to summon level 10s. We got 1 Genius to negate Appaloosa in the Tri-Brigade match. For our Xyz monsters, we got 1 River Stormer to search your entire deck. 1 Dingirsu to attach your Tunneler and your Trencher, or send a Dragoon. We got 1 Earth Slicer, of course, to pop back rows. You can even pop itself to get Citadel from your grave. We got 1 Enter Blathnir to rip out hand traps. They pretty much have to Nibiru you by the time you summon Enter Blathnir in your combo, because if they don't, they have a chance of losing the Nibiru. So Enter Blathnir is pretty effective for baiting out preemptive Nibirus. We got 2 Doras. So as long as you're able to establish a Dora, also Nibiru. Doesn't really wreck you. If you're able to get Dora, like, by the time they activate their hand traps, doesn't really matter, because most decks can't really get over Dora other than access code. So you usually just pop whatever is like the biggest threat for them to go into access code. Then we got 1 Gustav Max to burn for the OTK and also in time. We got 1 Lieb to push for game, and then we got 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder. This card is not only good for board wiping, but it's also good for its second effect to replenish your resources. A lot of times I'll find myself summoning Zeus and having a Goliath on the field, and I'll crash the Goliath into something weaker, and I'll go Chainlink 1 Zeus to attach, Chainlink 2 Goliath to attach. So I'll attach the Goliath, and then I'll attach something like an Overdrive to make sure I can replenish my resources, or I'll just attach another Goliath. So it's a pretty solid card all around, helps out the deck strategy immensely. So anyway, guys, the side deck is what it is. If you guys really want my side deck, you can hit up my coaching program. But that's pretty much the deck I've been running with. I think me and Elias have perfected this strategy to a T. It's like 99% the way there. I feel like maybe we could just adjust a couple things depending on the format. It really depends on what decks you're playing against too. But overall, this is the deck that we feel most comfortable with this format. We really do. I think it's like better than Tri-Brigade. It consistently beats Prank Kids. It's literally just this deck and Drytron that I think are the best decks in the format. So if you guys have any thoughts on this deck, you can leave in the comment section below. But I'm really excited for you guys to see this and maybe play test against it to see how you guys fare against the Mystery Machine deck, a powerhouse of the format. Once again, shout out to my friend Elias for helping me make this deck. Shout out to Bortle for putting us on his channel, and also shout out to my sponsor Bomani Lounge for continuing to support me and my Yu-Gi-Oh ventures. So until next time, this is Henry signing off. Peace, guys.